liked the little montage pictures describing of Gabriel Agresti when he was hawkmoth, shadow moth, and monarch. The whole thing I was like, geez, when is Marinette going to take a breather? She's talking so long. Now I like Natalie. I like that she's finally free from what she was previously doing before through seasons 1 through 5. Natalie is now good and not doing what she was doing before for Gabriel. And I do like that Natalie wants to try and portray a good side of Gabriel. For the sake of Adrien's happiness. Thinking if she talks good about how Gabriel was, Adrien will be happy with what she will say how his father used to act in the past. I can tell Marinette was not happy when Gabriel mentioned to her in the season 5 finale, make sure that Adrien never knows about the villain that I was. She was not happy. In the documentary interview, you can clearly see that Lady Amelie's patience was running on a thin line, when she kept tapping the table with her royal crest seal stamp. Lady Amelie was trying to calm herself down every time she kept tapping her royal crest seal stamp down on the table. She was doing this every time Marinette kept budging in to interrupt her. Once the interview is done and over with, Marinette had to rush Adrien and Nino out of the cafe restaurant. I have no doubt in my mind that she was just ready to get out of the cafe restaurant when the interview was over. Marinette had to make an excuse to leave quickly, like saying, Nino's camera battery is dead. I wasn't expecting Amelie to move to Paris. When they showed that in Lady Chaos, I was actually happy for it. And there's a reason for that. So it wasn't a chess piece that Amelie was holding in her hand. It was actually a stamp with the royal seal of the crest symbol of her family's lineage. Hope that makes sense. It's a stamp that she was going to use to sign the papers to say that she bought this place in Paris for her and her son Felix to live in. I think it's so amazing that she wants to live closer to her nephew in Paris. I think that was a really smart move for her to do that. Again, I will say there is a reason for that. What led Lady Amelie to get acclimatized by Chrysalis was how she was feeling on everybody in the world has to lie in order to please people. I'm so tired of this cruel, unfair world where lying and selfishness are rewarded. And where villains passes as heroes. Chrysalis steps in to take this opportunity to acclimatize yet another person to use to try and get Ladybug and Catnoir's Miraculous. I found in this episode when Lady Amelie got acclimatized, that there was a little bit small damage done to Paris than in the past previous episodes that I've seen in season 6 so far. Just a little bit of damage. When people were causing chaos when they got touched by Lady Chaos powers. When I see Chrysalis acclimatizing her people, I always enjoy seeing what new features she's going to bring to the table. Lila/Chrysalis never ceases to amaze me, with her brilliant manipulative talents that she has as a villain and as a person. This was the final straw for me. Here is where I disliked Marinette in Lady Chaos episode with the way she was acting with her actions. To her to ask Alya to partake in this lie, when Marinette knows perfectly well Alya does not like to lie. Alya hates lying. Alya has said this multiple times, in previous episodes in previous seasons. Like Alya's facial expressions says it all about the favor that Marinette is asking of her. And this scene here in the episode, I was on Alya's side. I agreed with what she was telling Marinette. What you want me to lie? Are you out of your mind? I was thinking the same thing to Alya. Marinette was out of her mind to ask you to do this favor for her. And I didn't agree when Marinette begging Alya, please, just one teensy tiny story to make my boyfriend finally happy. So your BFF is also happy. When she said that, I was thinking, no Marinette, you're just doing this to make yourself happy. Again, this is just my opinion, you can disagree or agree. Remember in the beginning of this video I mentioned that I will be stating my very honest opinion about what Marinette did in this episode that I did not like at all. This is the moment. I swear when Marinette did this, she is digging her own grave more and more deeper with all these lies that she's created. And once the grave cannot be dug anymore, when it stops, it'll explode right in her face. All her lies that she's created. Ladybug did what now and said what now? Look, the moment that your father faced Monarch before he passed is still a blur to me too. I was badly injured. But before I passed out your father spoke to me. He told me that he hoped you could forgive him one day for being such a harsh father. That everything he did to protect you. He said that he loved you. Making the fake ladybug illusion say that to Adrien made him feel happy. Yet again, just another lie that Marinette is going to have to explain to Adrien when the truth comes. Why is this happening? Why is Marinette doing this to herself? Why does she need more lies piling on after lies after lies after lies? Like all these lies that's piling up. It's almost like this is what's going to cause the breakup between Adrien and Marinette. I hate to say that. Because I don't want to see them break up over her lies and not being truthfully honest with Adrien. More I see the episodes in season 6. It's hard for me to defend to say that, oh, they're not going to break up once the actual truth comes out. I swear it's just one thing after another. Every time I watch this scene, it's just I'm starting to realize my like for Marinette is starting to decrease. And in this episode Lady Chaos, it was decreasing for me. I like Marinette. I love Marinette, and I love that she has a good heart and she'll do anything out of the kindness of her heart. But I felt like in Lady Chaos, she went too far this time. She's gone too far now. I thought her lying to the whole world and lying to Adrien was going too far. No, it was what she did in Lady Chaos. Well, I mean, it is still in a big way going too far, lying to the world about who Monarch was. Don't get me wrong, and also to Adrien. The things that she did in this episode was not sitting right with me. It wasn't sitting right too with Alya, when she had to partake in lying. It's not right, you know. It's just not right. Lady Amelie has now been akumatized into Lady Chaos. When I saw how her powers work, it was in that moment that I knew what she does in the episode is called Lady Chaos. Whenever somebody touches the kind of what I call protection shield protecting her, is whenever somebody goes through it. The protection shield, they change from being nice to causing chaos. I noticed in the episode 22 that once the lights circle around her staff 5 times and illuminate the light up top of her staff. It's what's giving her the power to create a bigger protection shield around her that causes the chaos whenever it touches somebody that comes across it / close to Lady Chaos. We can see the guy that was about to make Lady Amelie sign the lease paper to buy the apartment in Paris that she was looking at on the beginning of the episode. Once he got his Lady Chaos powers affect him, he destroys the papers that this couple signed to buy the apartment, causing chaos and kind of destruction in a way. In a small way. Once Lady Chaos's staff is complete with the 5 circle lights around her staff, when she stomps her staff down on the ground underneath herself, it illuminates the royal crest seal symbol that was on her stamp that she uses to sign things and her akumatized object.